Hello everybody, I'm Joel from Silver Arrow Cars. We all know what this is. This is perhaps the most recognizable icon of Porsche. Of course, that's the turbo, but the 930 turbo. The 930, and maybe that's just my age, but the 930 turbo, as soon as you see it, you know exactly what you're looking at. You know you're looking at a Porsche, whether it's the impact bumper, plastics on the side, the contrasting black, whether it's the Fuchs wheels, whether it's that big T-tray spoiler on the back. Everything about this car, and then right down to its guards red paint. Everything about this car is pure Porsche, completely iconic, and in my eyes, ultra desirable. Now, that would be an accurate comment, or that would be an accurate statement if I was talking about a 100,000 mile car or a completely restored car, or, you know, the list goes on. But this car, I would say out of all of the states you could potentially have any classic car registered in, there is one state that makes a car worth more money and more desirable. That's probably because there's more buyers in this state. They have the most rigorous smog program. And if a car's never been registered there before, it then becomes a problem. This car is currently registered, insured, and plated in California. So what does that mean? All of you California buyers, this can be something that you put in your garage and you insure and you plate and you start driving. And not only can it live in California, this was born in California. Yes, it's in our showroom today, just before it makes its trip back down into the glorious United States of America. But this car was born in the US as a 1979 spec, guards red over black leather, Porsche 911 turbo. On top of that, it does have its original COA that shows it to be a numbers matching car, which we'll show in our listing. US equipment, limited slip differential, electric exterior mirror, passenger side, sport seats left and right, black roof liner, electric sliding sunroof, Pirelli tires, guards red over black leather, 1979 911 turbo. They don't put these out anymore. That is fantastic to have. But what is also important to go along with that is this binder. And this binder is thick and stacked with one of our favorite things in all of the things that we do with collector cars. It is stacked with its history. And its history goes all the way back to the first document from Janico Porsche Audi of Norwalk, California, selling a car cover, which I believe to be, when they were selling it brand new, September 6th, 1979, and that was $18. The second one, that one does not show any mileage. The second one is from Westwood German Imports to the original owner of Gary Goldsmith. The date is, looks like November, and its mileage 1,275 miles. Sorry, July 19th of 79. And there it just continues and continues and continues and continues and continues through all the years, all the decades, right up until today. Extremely valuable, both in documenting its original mileage of 25,000, today 543 miles, real original miles on this original US California car. Those documents are also very important because they show the ownership and the servicing from the last ownership. A client of ours that has owned the car for over a decade now, has owned it since 2013, when he bought it out of the United States. All of that servicing beforehand, certainly valuable, but The servicing he did after the fact and under his ownership has been lacking nothing. He has spent about $55,000 in mechanical servicing. The exterior of the car is how you see it today, is how he received it, albeit we did do a very thorough detail on the car in multi-stage polish, but that $55,000 in servicing that he's done to the car included a complete engine out and rebuild of the engine, transmission work, fuel system, fuel tank, fuel pumps. It's had clutch work over the years. It's just, I have never driven such a well-running, perfectly running 930 turbo. And then on top of that, the exterior and interior are as good as they look through that camera lens, up close and personal. And in this video, we're gonna walk through it and show you up close the panels, the exterior panels. We'll show you the interior. We'll get under the hood and we'll look under the rear engine cover into the nooks and crannies back there, and to show you just how phenomenal the car is. It's a very special car. It's got great history. It's completely serviced. It needs absolutely nothing going to its next owner. It doesn't need refinishing of wheels. It doesn't need a panel touched up, nothing. The car is phenomenal, and we will show you that now and get into the car. So let's start up front on the car, as we do with every car. I think probably the parts you are wondering about are the headlight lenses. Headlight lenses have obviously been replaced at some point. They're crystal clear. They have no pitting whatsoever to them. Their bezels surrounding them are extremely clean and clear. It looks like there's a little bit of chipping into the paint underneath where the screw mounting area is. That's not so shocking, as I'm sure someone over-torqued that at some point and has chipped the paint a little bit. Very hard to notice until you get down to the level I am at. Right across the front bumper, the paint is phenomenal, and I'm gonna go ahead and suggest right now to whoever buys this car, if you're not gonna drive it, which it obviously hasn't been driven much over the years, a lot of its mileage was added at the beginning of its life, I would suggest probably some paint protection film on this car, as it is absolutely stunning. So I've really got nothing to point out along the front of the nose of the car, which is astonishing. The bumper looks basically perfect. Your rubber strip or your bumper rail on the front bumper, incredible condition, extremely black, extremely pliable still. Same thing with the trim piece between the bonnet and the bumper, extremely black, very pliable still. The lenses on the fog lights down here, crystal clear. The black housings surrounding them, they're not corroded or beat up at all. They look damn close to perfect. Same with the screws on the mounting pieces. I'm getting nitty picky here, but a couple small chips, very, very small, just below the rub strip. The lower valance looks nearly well, a little mark here, but extremely, extremely good. We're getting very picky here. A car this old, you would expect to see, I wouldn't say riddled, but you would expect to see a lot of chips coming up over the hood or issues in the paint. One, the reflection from the lights above, it is very, very smooth, beautiful paint, and free of blemishes and issues. Same coming around to the driver's side here. No issues on the bottom of the bezel going in around the headlights. The rubbers here on the edges of the bumper, all really black, nice, not faded, pretty soft still. And then the trim around the lower valance and up to the fender here, that is all super, super tidy. The wheels, I'm assuming, not sure if I saw that in the receipts or not, but these have obviously been refinished. These Fuchs look unbelievable in their finish, and same with the centers of in the black. Mirror caps, perfect, unbelievable. Door fitment is perfect. The lower waistline trim, very rubbery, very pliable, perfect all the way along. Same thing with the stone guards. This lower rocker panel, a couple small nicks. God, we're getting nitpicky here. There, little one here, little one there. They're on the lower side. In and around the door handle looks perfect. The rubber seals around the front and the back of the door handle, fantastic. The black anodized trim around the windows, it looks phenomenal. It looks like we've got original glass all the way around, both from the Sigla, the Sigla front glass, secure it in the rest. This wheel is much like the front. If I was getting nitpicky, there is a small mark on this guy, but very, very tidy. Tires are basically full tread. They were replaced, I believe, in 2015, and probably have a couple thousand miles on them since. Coming around the back, the rear lenses on each corner, really, really nice. The hardware is nice and black. The Porsche, the reflector across the center of the back, it is really good. It's not all degraded and cracked. It's in good condition. The bumperettes on the rear, same thing, very black, very tidy, very fresh. Lower bumper, really good as well. Same goes for the entire trunk lid, boot lid. The rubber surrounding the lid is phenomenal, very black, very pliable. The matte black or the satin black across the venting in the back is good. Same thing with the arm. All areas, and I'm mentioning this because it would be a sign of corrosion, which obviously, having lived in California basically its entire life, avoids that, but incredible. No corrosion on any of the joints or anywhere really on the wiper, which is usually a place where you'd find some, even at its mounting place. California plates up to date. Tags are good till 2025 on the back here, and then more of the same as we come around this side. Looking at this rear wheel to get specific, a small little bit of curb rash on this rear passenger side to note. But the quarter panel, it's all very much the same as the other side. Really, really tidy. Same with all the window trim. Secure it all the way around. Front rim, a couple marks on this one, but very, very minor, and we'll show you that. All right, getting into the interior. I don't know if we caught it on camera, but I did just open the sunroof. It works flawlessly. No weakness in the sound of the motor, not the engine. And just the mechanism itself works great. Your air deflector pops up as it's supposed to here to minimize buffeting. Anyway, the door jamb is spectacular. As is the door sill, as is the trim in the door sill. You'll see some Infinities. I think these are Infinity. Some aftermarket Infinity speakers have been installed in the doors, in the front of the doors, and they match quite well, and the installation looks clean. And then getting into the nitty gritty. So the original sport seats, it doesn't appear like there's been any dyeing or painting, dye painting of the seats. This driver's seat is in incredible condition, not really wrinkly whatsoever. The sport seats, as mentioned in the beginning, the bolsters are in incredible condition. Same with the perforated inserts in the middle of the seat and the edges of the bottom of the seat as well. Very original and very good, not dried out. It's very nice. Carpets, nice and black throughout. I did notice an invoice re-gluing carpets to the floor years ago, but they are very black. They're not beat up whatsoever. Even getting to comment about the tread patterns on the pedals, the clutch and the brake. They look very much like new. So let's step inside. The dash is phenomenal. Nothing to really point out here. It is in incredible condition, as is lower dash, all the knobs, the steering wheel, leather wrapped steering wheel, this classic 3-spoke Porsche wheel. No nicks or anything to disturb your hands as you go around. The clarity in the glass on all the gauges is fantastic. Again, 25,543 original miles. All the knobs, everything works in the car. You'll see that the air conditioning was serviced over the years. That works. E-brake, properly tensioned. It does have its original radio. I mean, honestly, folks, the car is incredible. The headliner is in incredible condition throughout. No sagging, no weird stains. The sun visors are a little on the puffy side. That's pretty normal. In the glove box here, we'll find an original, what looks to be an original and is a Porsche embossed. Documents or owner's manual pouch. It does have an original 79, model year 79 turbo owner's manual, as well as a warranty and maintenance book. I will say they don't have the original sign off in them. I don't know why, but they are correct. An original 79 model year books for 79 turbo. We'll move over to the passenger side, and then we'll talk a little bit about the back. I will say, as you guys probably know, on older classic cars that have folding seat backs, sometimes they get loose or the mechanism feels a little bit janky. Again, not the case here. Nice and I would say firm, stiff. The turbo insignia on the carpet on the rear seat backs is in very good shape, as is all the carpet. The seat backs are incredible. There's no punctures or rips or tears anywhere on the seat backs, and the leather feels in extremely good condition. Really, really impressive. And then same thing over here. The passenger seat is in incredible condition. The door panel, door pocket, spring works just the way it should. Door handles are not breaking down or pulling off. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously very repetitive, but just an incredible, incredible car. I'm just gonna pop the front and the back. Whenever you're lifting the engine cover on an old car with a rear wiper, and the wiper is mounted to the lid, you want to raise it first before lifting it up. So you'll see here, or I guess you're looking right now in some of our B-roll, but the engine compartment is very, very tidy. Again, all the metals and the fasteners, fittings, no corrosion apparent, no beginnings of corrosion apparent. Really doesn't even look oxidized, just really, really, really tidy. Of course, it has had an engine out, so I'm sure some of these fasteners were replaced, but a lot of the other componentry and the housings, they all look really incredible. The stickers across the rear, all very tidy. So underneath the hood here, we've got our tool roll and spare belt. Looks to be complete. The roll itself is in very good condition. We've got what looks to be an original tire inflation kit and pump for the cigarette lighter. Underside of the hood all looks extremely, extremely tidy. So I hope that has helped in your due diligence and looking through this beautiful car. So to recap, the important things to note on this car: this is a US spec, US delivery, California delivery, 1979 Porsche 930 Turbo. They only built about 1,680 of these cars for the 78 and 79 model years. That was before US emissions precluded the sale of the 930 Turbo in the US. So actually, there would be the Turbo Carrera, which was a 3-liter, which was a slightly different car, looks very similar. That was in 76 and 77. And then the update came for the 78 model year to the 3.3 liter. That is the car we're standing in front of today. So 78 and 79 was the 911 Turbo, not the Turbo Carrera. And that was with the 3.3 liter. So about 1,680 cars were built and destined for North America. This is one of those 1,680 cars before the exclusion of the 930 Turbo for the US market up until 1986 when the cars returned, still with the 3.3 liter engine. So the car was born in California. It is an original 25,543 mile car. This is its original color combination of guards red over black leather. It does come with its original Porsche certificate of authenticity. It does come with a very thick binder with all of the documents of this car, which is the really incredible part, being that that documentation basically starts at the beginning of its life in 1979. The first mileage increment is 1,200 miles, approximately 1,247. Right up until today. Heavily serviced car, $55,000 spent over the course of the ownership with the previous owner, a very good client of ours. Most of that servicing is at the tail end of it as he was getting ready to let this one leave his collection. Still plated in California, tags are current. This is a California car being sold out of Blaine, Washington on its California plates and tags. Just a really, really, really good example of a 930 Turbo in the most iconic colors and from a really, really good home and collection. If there's any questions you do have on the car, please do reach out to us. I'm Joel, we are Silver Arrow Cars. You can find us on the internet, just Google our name. You can find us on Instagram, wherever you do your shopping or wherever you hang out on the internet. Really, really look forward to speaking to the new person that is going to take ownership of this car, because it is a really special one and deserves to go to a really great home.